And when it's time for the final home stretch here of WrestleMania Night 2, and it's time for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. It up first, it's the challenger, a genius of the skies, Iyo Sky here tonight, making her way out here on the grandest stage of them all. It's the earning this opportunity not long ago, and the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, who is Rhea Ripley, here tonight. And when I spoke to Rhea and Iyo backstage earlier tonight before the show went on the air, and Iyo says that tonight she's going to finally get back to the top of the women's division. But Rhea said that she respects Iyo Sky, but Rhea did not go for what she went through with the Judgment Day after missing 8 months of action, coming back to return to win that title 3 months ago. And she's not going to lose it again at WrestleMania like she did last year. Obviously, that is what happened last year at WrestleMania 40. It was Liv Morgan v Rhea Ripley. Rhea was the champion, and yes, the Judgment Day did betray Rhea Ripley on that night, but Liv Morgan came out the victor. And Rhea said that haunted her, and that when she realised it was WrestleMania season and she was the champion, she can't help but feel a similar feeling in the air, a sense of uncertainty about the victor of tonight between Rhea and Iyo. But here is the champion. And when I say this all the time, you look at the word superstar and you see a picture of that woman right there, and that is the Eradicator, the Nightmare, the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Rhea Buddy Ripley. You can hear the crowd ovation for Rhea. Two fan favourites locking horns tonight for that title over the shoulder of Rhea. 2 years in a row she walks in champion, but would it be 2 years in a row she walks out without the championship? Like I say, she retained it, well, she returned and came back for that title 3 months ago and won it. And since then, she's answered every and all challenge and came out the victor just about. And Rhea said that tonight she's a little bit nervous. Tonight she does doubt herself a little bit, but she has to go out there and believe she can defeat Iyo Sky. That last year's WrestleMania is not going to be repeated, and she's not going to get haunted by that loss last year at WrestleMania. And Rhea here tonight has all the weight on her shoulders, all the pressure. Iyo Sky just has to do what brought her to the dance. All she has to do is, well, it's easier said than done, is beat Rhea Ripley. But Rhea walking out here with a confidence as always, but in the mind, as I mentioned, right now it may not be there, but deep into this matchup, when she's hit a riptide, when she's hit everything she's got and Iyo's still going, as most likely that will happen. You never know what will happen. And if Iyo can get the victory, let's get this match up underway. Rhea versus Iyo for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And well, where we go here in this one, and Rhea and Iyo here. Is it saying some words to start the match off with? Like I say, Iyo and Rhea respect one another. Two very different styles. Rhea with the power and the size advantage over Iyo Sky here tonight, but Iyo Sky with the speed and the agility advantage over Rhea Ripley. And there's the speed advantage right there with that kick. Also, the high fight offense with Iyo Sky with a bear hug spine buster there, taking Rhea to the mat. And that Iyo double knees to the midsection right there. So Rhea Ripley coming over the challenger, retaining the title inside the Elimination Chamber. The DDT there from Iyo Sky. But how much damage did the Chamber defense do to Rhea? She went through one hell of a matchup to retain the title there. And that was not long ago. And tonight, she steps in to the grandest stage of them all to face one of the, if not the greatest women's wrestler of all time, in Iyo Sky. Is out the way there with a speed, and there's a short attack of her own there in the corner. And Iyo now double boots there with the drop kick in the corner. Is Iyo in control of this matchup? Knees into the back here this time, no. Looking to wear down Rhea Ripley. You can't breathe, you can't fight. Simple as that. And Iyo now off the ropes. So Rhea Ripley ducks the close, and there's one of her own to drop Iyo to the mat. Now Rhea here showcasing the power and size advantage here to Iyo Sky. A little bit of mind games played by Rhea Ripley now in this one. There's a stomp there to the lower back of Iyo Sky. And what a WrestleMania we've had so far. Bridging to the pinfall here. But Iyo kicks out there. Just before a 2 count there. You know, trying to fight back to a vertical base and does so. A shot into the midsection, rocking Rhea Ripley, but that boot there caught. And Iyo now, her turn to get set off the ropes as Iyo Sky, knee to the midsection, kick to the leg, spinning kick there. And Rhea could be out corner for that one. But Iyo, well I should say Rhea, is just about sealing this match up. Iyo Sky now looking to go middle rope, but Rhea Ripley making it awkward for her. Going onto the ring apron here, looking to get a breather as Rhea catches Iyo there. And Rhea Ripley now, deep underhook arm drag to ringside. A crash and burn. Hitting up for Iyo Sky. As Rhea now sends Iyo back into the ring. Going to the top rope, looking to go big maybe here early on. But Iyo out of the way, the elbow drop. And Iyo now, Hurricane Rana, takedown to Rhea Ripley. We've only been going a few minutes in this one, but what a match it's been so far between these two. Like I said, two of the very best in the industry has to offer. And two of the very best of all time is Iyo now. Going a little bit of strong style here with some forearms across the face of Rhea Ripley. As Iyo now. Maybe looking to call a shot here and put this one away. Looking for maybe bullet train, but Rhea stops it in a track, so a boot there. And now up into a powerbomb position, but Iyo Sky fights out of it here. And Iyo using the speed and agility advantage to it. Advantage here. As Rhea toppling over the top rope there. As Iyo now. Where's Iyo Sky thinking here? And Iyo. Suicide dive whilst at Rhea Ripley. But Iyo Sky isn't done there. Calling the champion back to her feet here. As Iyo springboard. Moonsault right at Ripley. And that's why she's called the Genius of the Sky. As Iyo now with Rhea back into the ring. Looking to continue the aerial offense. So is Iyo Sky. Hits a count of 5. As Iyo into the ring. Looking for the drop kick, but Rhea out of the way. And Rhea there. Realizes her title reign could have slipped through her hands if not connected. That drop kick there from Iyo Sky. As Rhea just about avoided it in time there. As Iyo now back in, well, as I said, Rhea back in control with the power there. 2-hand choke bomb. You've got to wonder. As Rhea now playing some mind games of her own here to Iyo Sky. As Iyo caught this time with a boot in the corner there. As Ripley now in control of this matchup. Up on the shoulders is Iyo Sky. And Ripley sits her down there. But Iyo Sky kicks out. As Rhea Ripley now staying on the attack here. Dropping all the way on the lower back there of Iyo Sky. As Rhea now. What's she thinking there? But Iyo Sky pushes her away. Whatever she's thinking, Iyo Sky stopped it in the tracks. There's a straight tail uppercut there by Iyo. Now her knees to the back again. We take out the lower back, you take out the power. And now Iyo wisely going after the legs of Rhea Ripley as well. The power of Rhea being targeted here by Iyo Sky this deep into the matchup. As Rhea met with that huge knee. But Rhea's just in this one. And what I should tell you what's coming up next after this one. Our main event of night 2. Sami Zayn challenging for the WWE Undisputed Championship, held by Cody Rhodes as these two looking to seal the show here tonight. Before we get to that matchup with Iyo, over huge shot there, and Rhea now German suplex there, straight jacket variation. As Rhea now, what's she thinking next there? With Iyo Sky in the corner, Rhea Ripley now with a huge overhand chop, and Rhea feeling the confidence in this one, but Iyo Sky again catches her there. Every time Rhea gets a little bit of an opening, Iyo Sky gets back into it. The scrappiness of Iyo Sky is coming into play tonight. As Rhea shot today with that forearm. And Rhea again, this time goes into the ropes there. Gets Iyo I can't even speak. Iyo with the elbow there. That's Ripley now in control. Got both hands here. Looking some rapid fire stomps here, bouncing Iyo Sky's head off the mat like a basketball. But there's certainly no giving that. As Rhea now up on the shoulders. A little shot out to Damian Priest, who was unsuccessful earlier tonight. With a razor's edge there. And Io's still in it though. So Damian Priest was in the Money Back Ladder match that kicked off WrestleMania. Was unsuccessful in that one. As Iyo now looking for the headbutt, Iyo out the way. And Iyo now DDT again there. Once again looking for these double knees to the ribs of Ripley. As Iyo now makes the climb to the top. Rhea down in the ring, not in a position for the over the moonsault just yet. But Rhea could be looking to set that up. As Iyo now off the top looking for a DDT again, but Ripley out of the way. And Ripley had to avoid that one. And well, he's still been even so far in this matchup. But who's going to give way first? As Rhea building momentum. Was going to go for the leg drop, but avoided or changed her mind instead. Maybe thinking that Iyo Sky had it telegraphed. As Iyo now goes with the rope here. Rhea looking for a smash, but Iyo Sky out the way of it. And Rhea now size up, and there's a drive-by drop kick from Iyo. As Iyo Sky now and Rhea Ripley middle of the ring here looking for the Koji clutch. Can she win the title via submission here? She's got Rhea Ripley locked in the submission in the middle of the ring here. Can Rhea survive it? That's a question. Rhea struggling to stay in this one. And Rhea though, with a back elbow, breaks out of it just about there. And Rhea now maybe looking for the prison trap, but Iyo Sky breaks out of it there. And Iyo Sky now double underhook here. What's Iyo thinking? Butterfly, backbreaker. And well, she's got Rhea in the drop zone as Iyo Sky makes a climb, looking for the over the moonsault, but Ripley out of the way. Ripley saw it coming, and Rhea riptide to retain the title. And Iyo kicks out. And maybe here it's the doubt and frustration setting in for Rhea Ripley. Flashbacks to last year when she lost the title. It's a crowd showing their appreciation for this matchup. As Iyo now in the corner, Rhea Ripley maybe looking for the avalanche version of the riptide, but Iyo with a spinning kick again there. And what Iyo Sky now with Ripley where she wants her. With the bullet train, double knees. And now steps through and makes a climb. And Iyo Sky now with the over the moonsault, connects with it this time to win the Women's World Championship. But Rhea kicks out. And well, both women have hit their best shots, and neither woman has lost. As Iyo Sky now with the bow and arrow submission hold, digging the knees into the back kick of Rhea Ripley. And what Iyo now digging deep into her also with this one. Rhea quickly into a quick pin, but Iyo Sky kicks out of it there. As both of these women now middle of the ring. The crowd loving what they're seeing. As Iyo looking for the shirty uppercut, gets it. The quickness of Rhea, or I should say quickness of Iyo Sky beats Rhea Ripley there. As Iyo now makes the climb to the top again here. As Iyo Sky looks for an elbow drop of Ripley out of the way. And Ripley sends the challenger into the corner here. Out to the top rope goes Iyo Sky. Launches to the middle of the ring here. And Ripley now. There's the leg drop this time to the back of the head though of Iyo Sky. And what a WrestleMania matchup this has been so far. As Rhea, but Iyo Sky flips out of it looking for the drop kick, but Rhea out of the way of it. Super kick connects right on the dot there. And what these two women somehow still even footing in this matchup. As Iyo Sky now. Iyo Sky, sorry. Kick to the leg here. Looking to scoop up and roll up Rhea Ripley here for the title. Anything to get the job done. But Rhea kicks out. And Rhea catches Iyo and turns her over into a German suplex. And Rhea is fired up with the crowd behind her. And Rhea now with a knee returned to Iyo Sky. And Iyo kicks out again though. And again Rhea's going to be thinking, what more do I have to do to put away Iyo Sky here tonight? As Rhea now looking for a reverse Alabama slammer. As Rhea now makes the climb to the top. Looking for a splash there from the heavens. But Iyo again kicks out. And I think we're starting to see the doubt slip in for Rhea. Going into a submission hold here. Single leg Boston Crab here on Iyo Sky. Cinched in deep here. Trying to make Iyo submit on the grand stage of the most. Iyo trying to fight something, but Rhea sits back down deep on the hold. And Rhea caught there by Iyo, who gets out of it there with a little leg sweep. And here's a crossface locked in. Well, these two giving it all. They're all at WrestleMania. And when you have to, if you want to become champion, that's exactly what Iyo Sky's looking to do. But Rhea fights out of it there. And a boot there. And Iyo caught abdominal stretcher by Rhea Ripley. Looking to wear down Iyo Sky. It's both of them exchanging submission holds this deep into the matchup. As Iyo punches to the face. Up on the shoulders. Rolls her through. And that's a kick to the leg. And a roundhouse kick there. And Rhea could be out. As Iyo is feeling this one here tonight. As Iyo now on the ropes. Well, has Rhea Ripley on the ropes there. What is Iyo Sky thinking next there? As Iyo elevated. Stomp there. Simple but effective from the challenger. And now into the corner. Iyo Sky now has to go big herself. As Iyo looking for an arm drag. Rhea headbutt. As Rhea now axe handle from the middle rope. We've got to imagine this one's on its way to being over. Both of these women are giving everything so far. As Ripley now a submission holder yanking back just on the lower back here. All the weight on the spine of Iyo. So these two women now with little left in the tank, just looking to get a moment of a breather. As Iyo, again, that kick there to Rhea. And we're about to see a new Women's World Heavyweight Champion here at WrestleMania. Will it be 2 years in a row? Rhea walks in champion, but doesn't walk out with the championship. Well, Rhea Ripley doing everything she can to avoid that fate, like she did last year. As Iyo now, with Rhea where she wants her. She went for this early in the matchup and couldn't connect with it, but this time Iyo Sky gets a springboard drop kick. And with Rhea's down, Iyo Sky over the moonsault connects for a second time. But somehow Rhea kicks out. And we talked about the potential doubt for Rhea. But what about Iyo Sky? Well, both of these women now, middle of the ring, is going down to good old fashioned throwing haymakers when all else fails for the biggest shots you've got. But what a WrestleMania matchup we're getting between these two. As Iyo caught by Rhea. And again, Iyo catches her there. And Rhea now asking out of respect to Iyo to give her her best. And Iyo does the same as these two women now exchanging who shots in the middle of the ring. As Rhea now wins the exchange. Up on the shoulders here is Iyo Sky. Drop down face first. And Rhea looking for the prison trap here. Looking to make Iyo Sky tap out at WrestleMania. And Rhea's got it locked in. And what all the damage that Iyo's taken in this matchup is Iyo Sky defiantly saying she's not going to tap out here. And Rhea releases the hold here. And Rhea saying, fine, you don't want to tap. I'll pin you maybe here. As we're not Rhea sinking here. If she connects with it, she'll retain the title. With Iyo up on the top. Is this going to be it? Rhea Ripley going for Old Faithful. With the avalanche. Riptide to retain. Stacks her up. And Rhea does it. Rhea overcomes the demons of last year. And walks out WrestleMania champion. Unlike a year ago. But Iyo Sky tonight gave everything she had. No doubt Iyo Sky will be back for championship gold soon. And tonight these two just, well, they put on a classic, as we expected, between two of the very best. And right here, what a fall this was in the opening minutes of the match. That was, if I'm not mistaken, that was in the opening 10 or so minutes of this one. And right here, the first Riptide after the attempted over the moonsault. Rhea thought it was over, but Iyo kicks out there. Then this is after an knee strike. A return to sender to Iyo Sky that Iyo somehow kicked out of, and this was the second time she hit it, the over the moonsault, which somehow Rhea kicked out of. And then the avalanche Riptide was connected with the stacked up pin, the all-in pin. All the weight on Iyo Sky's shoulders sees Rhea walk out. Still your women's World Heavyweight Champion. And well, let's get into our main event. And when it's time for our main event of WrestleMania Night 2, in which the WWE Undisputed Championship is on the line. And out first is the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner. And that is the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, who's looking to finally reach the top of the mountain. And tonight, can he do so here in Vegas? Can he win big at Vegas and win the biggest prize in the industry? You can hear the crowd showing the support for Sami Zayn as always. And with two men that respect each other just like Iyo and Rhea moments ago, we're about to do battle Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. As Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble faced Nakamura. After Nakamura defeated this man Sami Zayn in the Rumble Contendership match. And Sami Zayn was left on the outside of the ring, looking on. And then at the Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn won the Royal Rumble match. That loss on SmackDown to Nakamura, seeing Rhodes and Nakamura stay down in the spot that Sami Zayn believed he deserved, spurred him on to win the Rumble. And I'll see the history between Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. We all know it. They fought against each other. They fought with each other. In the whole Bloodline saga that was over 2 years ago now. And Sami Zayn came close to winning big previously against Roman Reigns. And well, this man, who's about to walk into WrestleMania for the first time as WWE Undisputed Champion, well, he won big last year at WrestleMania, defeating then champion Roman Reigns, ending that historic modern day title reign of the tribal chief who, well, fought The Rock earlier tonight I should recommend you go back and check out the whole of WrestleMania, because what a WrestleMania it's been. And well, here is the undisputed WWE champion making his entrance like he did at WrestleMania 38, the way he came back through the stage. And well, Cody Rhodes taking it all in. A little bit of out of sync with the entrance music, but he does not care. The crowd doing a whoa. And Rhodes here. Well, he won big last year. Like I say, he defeated then champion Roman Reigns for that title around his waist. And since then, he's overcome every no challenge that he's faced for that title. He defended it inside the Elimination Chamber. And tonight, Cody Rhodes is looking to walk out champion again at WrestleMania. Last year he walked in the challenger. This year he walks in the champion. Can Rhodes go a full year as champion? He has to win this matchup to do so. I guess you could say even just turning up tonight means he's got a full year, but in his heart, he won't accept it if he doesn't win here tonight. And to do so is going to defeat a very game, a very locked in Sami Zayn. Well, let's get our main event underway. And well, away we go here. Like I say, two men with no respect one another. They fought against one another. They fought with each other. Sami Zayn gets a better of the lock up in this one. So these two of the very best wrestlers in the world. As Cody Rhodes, though, the champion, takes control of this here. And these two just a test of their wrestling ability to start this matchup off with. And Sami Zayn not trying to push Rhodes to the mat, trying to get Rhodes off his feet here. But Rhodes counters into an arm wrench behind the back here. Trying to wear down and tweak with his shoulder and the elbow of Sami Zayn hit as Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn, no, into a side headlock now on Cody Rhodes here. Well, these two going hold for hold at the start of this matchup. As Rhodes, though, sends a challenger up and over the top rope. But Rhodes are giving Zayn the respect to get back into the ring. And these two now, it's underway. And Zayn now with his huge chops here. So last year at WrestleMania, Sami Zayn fought Kevin Owens and won hell of an astonishing match and came out the victor. We haven't seen Kevin Owens since that matchup. And Sami Zayn in that corner, in the bottom left, hit a top rope brainbuster on the exposed steel to defeat Kevin Owens in that one. He didn't want to do it that way, but he had to. After everything that Kevin Owens was doing, he had to stop Kevin Owens, who believed that he should have been the one to defeat Roman Reigns for that title. And obviously when Owens was eliminated from the Royal Rumble last year, he lost it. Went after R-Truth, who eliminated him. Hit a package power driver onto R-Truth, which Sami Zayn took, well, in his own hands, just a deal out. And then those two then brawled, led to an astonishing matchup at WrestleMania, in which Kevin Owens came out the loser of. We've got to match it up tonight. Kevin Owens is watching this one, maybe hoping for his former best friend, someone that is known for the longest time in Sami Zayn, walks out champion. So those two, the amount of issues they've had with one another, still respect one another. And there's the final cut there by Rhodes. A little shout out to his brother there. But Zayn kicks out the right too. Now, well, these two have to try and outdo everything we've seen at Mania so far. They've seen an awesome match. A Rhea Iyo match with the Saw. And every match that we've seen so far at WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes looking for the snap power slam. But Zayn with his huge foreign strikes, stopping Rhodes at his tracks. As Zayn now, Fisherman's suplex into a cover. And Rhodes kicks out at two. So that manoeuvre is not one that can win the matchup for Sami Zayn this early in it anyway. It's a manoeuvre that may be getting to the head of Rhodes. As Zayn looking for a brainbuster here. But Rhodes slips at the back, and Rhodes with a chop block there to Sami Zayn. And Rhodes will have a huge overhand chop again. As a champion, double arm DDT. Getting control of this one. As Rhodes sends a challenger into the corner here. And Rhodes are stomping away. on the underdog from the underground. So this one's a tough one to call. 2 fan favourites. The man who walked in challenger last year, can he walk out champion? But he walks in champion, can he walk out champion again? Here's that as Rhodes and Zayn collide in the middle of the ring. As these two again just going back to even footing. And Zayn again looking for a brainbuster, but Rhodes out of the way of it. And Rhodes drops him down with a variation of a side effect. As Rhodes now trying to keep Sami Zayn down on the ground here with that knee stomp, with a knee drop there. And Rhodes now into the ground and pound on Sami Zayn. You've got to imagine that there's still a bit of animosity from Rhodes. He may say that he respects and that Sami Zayn is his friend now, but everything that happened inside during the Bloodline drama days, I imagine that Cody Rhodes still holds a bit of animosity as Zayn stops the attempted sunset flip, and that may be spurring Rhodes on to win this one. As Zayn brainbuster to Rhodes into the cover, but Rhodes kicks out there at 2. And Zayn now clothesline drops the champion. Sami now going to the top. Well, this is the biggest match of Sami Zayn's career. And Zayn now off the top here looking for a crossbody, but Rhodes out the way of it. And Rhodes now looking for a suplex to Zayn and gets it. Rhodes keeping it simple and effective tonight. He knows it's not time to go big just yet, and Rhodes will punch between the eyes there of Sami Zayn. As Rhodes now double unhook, lift inverted DDT. As Rhodes now calling Zayn to his feet here, maybe thinking Cody Cutter. What's going for the disaster kick, and Rhodes out the, well, should say Zayn out the way, clothesline there, dropping Rhodes to the mat again. And Sami Zayn now with Cody Rhodes exactly where he wants him here. And Sami now springboard to DDT, busting open the champion into the cover here. But Rhodes kicks out there. And Zayn now returning to these huge chops here. And Zayn just firing everything that he's got at Cody Rhodes here tonight to try and become undisputed WWE champion. But Rhodes is going to do everything that he can to retain the title as he jabs away with a double jab there. And an axe handle for good measure there. Obviously Rhodes finished the story last year, but began a whole new chapter of a different story. The hunter became the hunted. And tonight he's looking to retain the title as a kick here to the midsection of Sami Zayn. And Rhodes now, what's he thinking next there? Again, cross both arm into the DDT. And Rhodes now going top rope here. Rhodes thinking moonsault when no one's home. And Sami Zayn now into the Blue Thunder Bomb. But Rhodes keeps his title reign alive. And Sami Zayn knows he has to stay on the attack here. He's got the champion where he wants him. There can't be any friendliness or niceness. There can be respect. And when it's about checks and championships, you have to do what it takes to win the matchup. And Rhodes, Sami Zayn now going old school here. And plants Rhodes down. Sami now, what's he thinking next there? He hit the Blue Thunder Bomb and it wasn't enough. Maybe thinking haluva kick or top rope brainbuster here. But Rhodes out of the way there, kick to the midsection. And Cody with a pedigree to Sami Zayn. But Rhodes kicks out there. And Sami now, Rhodes maybe thinking figure 4 leg lock. Zayn out of it there. And Zayn into a Kochi clutch. Going deep into his playbook here is Sami Zayn. But Rhodes fights out of it. And Sami Zayn now putting himself up in the corner here. It's Cody Rhodes. Goes after the challenger here. Staying on the front foot here is Cody Rhodes. Looking for a stalling superplex. Here to Sami Zayn. And Rhodes now following through. Going top rope for the picture perfect moonsault. But Zayn kicks out. And now Rhodes here into the ground and pound here, throwing some haymakers, busted open Sami Zayn. And now Rhodes going for what he's looking for previously. A figure 4 leg lock. Knocked in. We don't have the ring here. Nowhere to go for Sami Zayn. He's now busted open in this one. The same with Cody Rhodes. Both men are busted open. And Zayn fights out of it just about there. And Zayn caught by Rhodes. Disaster kick avoided again. Head over kick for the title. But rope break saves Cody Rhodes. And Zayn knows he had Rhodes there. And a boot over the top. And Sami now knows he just had the champion beat, but the rope break saved Cody Rhodes. Arabian press. And Zayn is fired up here at Mania. And he's got to get the champion back into the ring here. He hit his biggest shot and it was saved by rope break. And Zayn now going to the top here. Zayn now Hurricane Rana to Rhodes. And Sami Zayn can feel it. Sami Zayn can be feeling maybe the title on its way to becoming his. But Rhodes fights out the corner. Kick to the face there of Sami Zayn. And Rhodes. Cody cut a beautiful set up there by Cody Rhodes, you've got to say. But Zayn kicks out. And Rhodes so thinking now atomic drop here to Sami Zayn. A little bit of old school there. Now boot to the face from Sami Zayn. No, both of these men not giving an inch in this one. As the biggest championship in the industry is on the line. As Rhodes top rope here, Sami Zayn looking for a swanton, but no one was home. And Zayn caught. Crossroads. But Sami kicks out. What a crowd are loving what they're seeing. And what is this, the WrestleMania main event? Let's go big or go home time for both of these. As Rhodes and Zayn now going after good old fashioned haymakers. They're deep into this one, not too sure. I get into a striking game with Sami Zayn. If that was Cody Rhodes. And Sami now. Kick to the leg there. And Zayn now looking for a half and half suplex. Sami Zayn now. What's he going to go after the next here? Sending Rhodes after ropes here. Snap German suplex. But Rhodes kicks out. I'm on the charge officer, the referee. He's checking on Cody Rhodes. And Kevin Owens is just what came out of nowhere. And a powerbomb onto the apron to Sami Zayn. And what these two last year at WrestleMania had an unsanctioned match, which Sami Zayn won And Kevin, no. Kevin Owens. Package power driver. Sending Zayn back in the ring. And while Charles Robinson was checking on Cody Rhodes, who I don't think has realised what happened to Sami Zayn. And was Zayn trying to get back to his feet here. And Zayn trying to fight with something that he's got left. But he just got hit with a package powerbomb. I should say the powerbomb into the apron. And Rhodes just wondering what happened. He's asking Charles Robinson if he saw what happened, and he doesn't know either. And Kevin Owens is hightailed it out of here. But Owens may have just ruined a great main event. As Rhodes now calling, we'll get in. Well, Zayn's out here. And Rhodes now with a pedigree to Sami. Surely that's it. But Zayn keeps up. How? Simply how? And Rhodes now is thinking the same. And Rhodes clothesline in the corner. And Rhodes looking to put this one away. And Kevin has just ruined a incredible WrestleMania main event. As Rhodes now looking for the thing that won in the title last year, a trifecta of Crossroads. And Rhodes retains. I don't think he knew Kevin Owens got involved. Kevin Owens hitting an apron powerbomb and a package power driver at ringside to Sami Zayn, who somehow was still fighting after that in that matchup. And what these two up, what a great matchup it was up until Kevin Owens got involved. Rhodes has no idea. Neither does the referee, Charles Robinson. The only man that knows what happened is Sami Zayn. And Kevin Owens tonight has cost Sami Zayn the Undisputed WWE Championship. Because after that snap German suplex, it felt like Sami Zayn was in control, had the matchup, had the win in his sights. The referee was checking on Rhodes. And Kevin Owens cost Sami Zayn the title tonight in the main event of WrestleMania. And that's put a whole damper on the mood here. What a matchup we just saw between these two, but if it was right here, the snap-driven suplex almost got the job done, and Rhodes was in the position for a haluva kick or exploded suplex or blue thunder bomb, and the match would have been over. And here was the pedigree after the package power driver and apron power bomb, and Rhodes, Sami Zayn somehow kicked out, and Rhodes hit the trifecta of Crossroads. It was only going to take one after that pedigree and everything that Kevin Owens did, but Rhodes didn't know what happened. And I'm not lost for words, but I'm frustrated with Kevin Owens. We're not seeing him for a year, and that's when he comes back to cost Sami Zayn that championship. Rhodes retains it, and he has no idea. He's going to be pissed when he sees what happened, when he goes backstage and gets told why he won here tonight. But Rhodes retains the title, and that calls it for WrestleMania. But what a WrestleMania it was.